At 1:19 in the morning, a voice came through the radio. "Good night, Malaysian 370. Calm, routine, professional." It was the last time anyone heard from the plane. 38 minutes into the flight, something turned the plane around. Not a storm, not a malfunction, a decision. 239 people on board, a Boeing 777, one of the safest aircraft ever built, bound for Beijing. The plane flew for 6 more hours after it vanished from radar, in the wrong direction, in total silence, with every passenger already unconscious or dead. 12 years later, the plane has never been found. No wreckage, no black box, no bodies. We know what happened. We just cannot prove it. March 8th, 2014, 12:41 in the morning. Kuala Lumpur International Airport. MH370 lifted off on schedule. 239 people settling into their seats, adjusting pillows, closing window shades, waiting to wake up in Beijing. Among them, a group of 19 Chinese artists, a couple on their honeymoon, a 4-year-old girl traveling with her parents. None of them knew. 38 minutes in, the transponder went silent. The transponder is what makes a plane visible to air traffic control. It does not switch itself off. Someone turned it off. Kuala Lumpur called the crew. No response. Ho Chi Minh City called. No response. For 20 full minutes, no one raised an alarm. In those 20 minutes, MH370 made a sharp left turn, flew back across the entire Malay Peninsula, through monitored airspace, past military radar stations. The Malaysian military tracked it the whole time and did nothing. They assumed it was a commercial aircraft that had turned back. They did not scramble a single jet. MH370 banked south over the Andaman Sea and disappeared into the dark. Here is what most people don't know. The plane didn't crash when the transponder went dark. It kept flying for 6 hours and 40 minutes. Every hour, the aircraft automatically pinged a satellite, a routine signal. Just the plane saying, "Still here." MH370 sent 7 of these pings after it disappeared from radar. The last one came at 8:19 in the morning. Picture that. While families in Beijing were calling the airport, while Malaysia Airlines was telling relatives the flight was delayed, MH370 was still in the air, heading south, over the emptiest ocean on Earth. Analysts used the satellite data to calculate where it went. A curved arc across the southern Indian Ocean. Somewhere along that arc, the fuel ran out, and the plane fell into water 2.5 miles deep. The search covered 120,000 square kilometers. 3 years, $155 million. Nothing. 16 months later, a cleaner found something on a beach. Réunion Island, a tiny French territory east of Madagascar. July 29th, 2015. A piece of wing, 2.5 meters long, barnacled, worn smooth by the ocean. Serial numbers confirmed it was from MH370. The first proof the plane had gone into the water. Over the years that followed, 43 pieces washed up. Mozambique, South Africa, Madagascar, Tanzania. But the debris told investigators something they hadn't expected. The flaperon showed no signs of deployment on impact. When a pilot attempts a controlled water landing, they extend the flaps. It is the first thing any trained pilot does. No one extended the flaps on MH370. The plane hit the ocean uncontrolled, at full speed, nose first. No one was flying at the end. There is one fact that has never been explained away. 27 days before MH370 disappeared, someone used the captain's home flight simulator to plot a route. The route went south, deep into the Indian Ocean, to a location that almost exactly matched where MH370 is now believed to have crashed. Then the files were deleted. The FBI recovered them. The Malaysian government withheld this from its own official report. The captain was Zaharie Ahmad Shah, 53 years old, 33 years with Malaysia Airlines, 18,365 hours of flight experience. In the months before the flight, his marriage had collapsed. Friends described him as isolated, withdrawn, depressed. Before takeoff, extra fuel was loaded onto the plane and extra oxygen, but only for the cockpit, not for the cabin. This is what investigators believe happened. Zaharie waited for his co-pilot to leave the cockpit, locked the door, switched off the transponder, depressurized the cabin. At altitude, a person loses consciousness in seconds without oxygen, dead within minutes. 239 people, gone before they knew what was happening. Then he turned the plane south, set the autopilot, and flew toward the most remote place on Earth. 6 hours alone, above an ocean where no one would ever find what he left behind. The Malaysian government has never officially named him. His family calls it a fabrication. There is no confession, no conclusive proof, because the plane has never been found. In January 2026, the latest search ended. 28 days of scanning, the most advanced underwater technology ever used for a missing aircraft. Nothing. 12 years, $200 million, the most expensive search in aviation history. The 4-year-old girl on that flight was traveling with her mother and father. They were going to visit family in Beijing. She never arrived. None of them did. Not one body has ever been recovered. Not one family has had a funeral. Not one official conclusion has been reached. Just a satellite arc across an empty ocean. 43 pieces of debris on distant beaches. And a deleted flight simulation that someone did not want found. Somewhere beneath the Indian Ocean, 2.5 miles down, a cockpit voice recorder is sitting in the dark. It recorded everything, and no one has ever been able to reach it.